If you would have told me that the devil isn't real, now I'm gonna tell you wrong. You still don't believe me that the devil is actually real? Then what's this right here? And I know what you're thinking. That's not a devil. That's just some kind of regular guy. And first of all, I want to say, dude, you're absolutely 100% wrong. That is not a regular guy. You know who that is. And if you guess, oh wait, that's just the Jeffrey Epstein, the most evilest man ever. Right now, is everyone disgusting? And I would say you're half right, because that is the devil right there, my guy. If there's a demon walking amongst us, it is that man right there. It is the turn off. But anyways, you know what I'm saying. It is that man right there, who is a demon who's walking around on Earth, influencing like a bunch of people, doing really culty vibes. What I'm trying to say is this man is evil. That's all I have to say. But today, and I can't believe it, I was totally wrong about this, that the Epstein files will not be released. Gosh, I was wrong. I'm gonna eat my words right now. Tastes like regret. And I can't believe this happening. So I guess you're wondering, where is it? Where is the Epstein files that we've long waited for since the beginning of January, since Congress said they promised to release it. I don't know, since the people, I don't know who promised this, but the important thing is we want it now. Where is it? Well, here it is. Well, there you go, my friend. That's it. There it is. There's also this, and here's some more. Oh well, I'm gonna throw out my words now. Alright, let's let's put that sarcasm out right now. What the heck was that? That was not the Epstein files. That was the redacted files. Okay, here's the thing. I actually kind of really predicted this, because who would have thought this would have happened? The Epstein files were redacted. I was going to make, remember the time I was trying to make a YouTube short, I was going to make it like release with the Epstein files? I literally said, I can't wait for the Epstein files. It's going to be bleep, bleep, and bleep, bleep, and more, bleep, 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 blah, blah, blah. That's what I predicted about that, the Epstein files. I can't believe I actually predicted that. There is absolutely no way. This is what we've gotten. I could close my eyes right now and I would see more results about what's in the Epstein files. But not to worry, my citizens. Good thing there are some photos that are probably selected to be picked in, cherry-picked which one that wants to be there. So yeah, here's some. There's one with Michael Jackson right there. One photo of all Michael Jackson. And mostly Bill Clinton here with a redacted victim face. I don't know who these people are, but there's definitely more Bill Clinton. And this what shocked me the most. Winnie the Pooh was with Epstein. He wasn't coming after with that honey after all. He wasn't into honey. He was into, well, evil stuff. And I'm not done showing you more evidence and stuff, but I'm going to keep showing you more things that are going to be part of the Epstein list.
Blacking out. I don't know if I can get a close-up of my phone. This is one of the documents that the Justice Department released. It's 100 pages.
Right.
This is what it looks like. I don't know if you can see. It's all black. It's just 100 pages of redaction. That's the transparency we're getting.
That guy is so funny. Everything there is just a black screen. Bro can literally just start scrolling and there's nothing there. And that's it. That's mostly everything about the Epstein list. Bro keeps scrolling and finds nothing. I can keep, turn my phone off and probably found something more inside of the Epstein files, the Epstein file release. This is like the sneak peek of what we will get from the Epstein files, because this isn't just, the Epstein file. Apparently there's hundreds and hundreds of files are being left here, and this is just a sneak peek of what you will get. You get the bite size of the Epstein files here. Now that's all done, I wanted to say an actual swear word to actually express my feeling. YouTube, be warned, and I'm sorry for saying this, but what the fuck was that? That was nothing. That was absolutely nothing. If they're gonna redact almost an entirety of a page without showing any words, there's literally pages that only says one word, Epstein. Like, whoa guys, breaking news, Epstein was in the Epstein files. Who would have thought? There's your evidence right there. You're welcome, citizens. Another day rescued, eh? Now, I may apologize for my swearing to YouTube algorithm gods, but I will not, apologize is for the people who released this. You know what? If you're gonna just give this all that blank space and also no evidence of photos whatsoever, maybe you just don't have to show it to us because you're literally showing us nothing. You're showing us nothing. What is the point of putting all that black screen and not showing us everything? And in fact, don't show us the Epstein files if you're not gonna even show, the evidence. So the reason why they didn't show all of them are redacted, obviously why they're redacted is because they need to protect for the victims. That may be the case, but here's the thing. Do you really have to censor the other words? Like, for examples, let's say Jonathan went to the Epstein Islands. So obviously Epstein Island to meet, let's say, Bill Clinton, because he was most in the photos there. And there's a lot of Bill Clinton in there. So let's say they redacted the word the and like other sentence enhancers and sentence like where and it was. They really just censored that. That's how far they went. You might think I'm not enthusiastic about this because I would have thought of this. No, because there's a bunch of people sleeping as about time is this about 9-10 p.m. right now. And I had to make this video right now because I don't want to delay with it. I might upload it tomorrow morning, but golly, there is nothing here. I am right now, deep heart, I am saddened by this because there's literally injustice. This demon got away with his, with his imps around that survived, that they're not facing justice. They are literal names. If they weren't redacted on the phone there, we can literally just track not the victims, obviously not the victims, but also the perpetrators who actually did most harm and influential people here. There are also a lot of things that sometimes they post about political victims, political suspects here, and they say they wouldn't do that. What the actual hell? The point of the Epstein files is to release the names and the perpetrators who were associated with Epstein, have them with some kind of justice, bring them to justice, and to bring peace to not only the victims but also to become a lesson of a brighter future, to stay aware from politically, not just politically, but strong individual characters who has power grips on someone. But like I said, there's a lot of people who were in the photos. I don't know, but examples. The number one who is most common in these photos, the one photos I show you, is Bill Clinton. And like I said, there is a lot of Bill Clinton here. Bro is literally the number one fan of Epstein. He is literally his number one follower here, his number one fan, his obsessive fan here. There is more evidence of Bill Clinton being in the being in the Epstein files, and evidence of me stealing cookies from the jar with tons of photos. There is mountains of evidence here, and we're not even getting to the thick of it. No comment from KSI. No song. Another one that is most popular here is Glenn Maxwell, which is definitely Epstein's bodyguard or his minion. I think if you don't know, Maxwell is this girl who works for Epstein, and she is the one who influenced these girls to meet with Epstein, and so she's basically my master. I bring you just let me get in character first. Let's say Maxwell is like this and Master Epstein, I bring you these women right here for you. Please, my master. See, she is literally Itachi Uchiha's crows on his beside. It's what is my bidding, my master? And he does all these biddings. And you want to know the two things about these two people who are famous in the Epstein files? They didn't get any repercussion or anything. You want to know what Maxwell got? He went to a summer camp. So eventually, according to an article, he said she was taken to a summer camp for mental asylum. Literally just give him, hey, maybe you're just sick, maybe you're just having a wrong place at the wrong time. How about you take some chill pills and maybe go to this place where you take a summer vacation, a summer camp rock or whatever, gets away with everything. That's literally basically it. And for Bill Clinton, boom. Same thing. Nothing has ever happened to Bill Clinton after these files. He wasn't arrested. He wasn't getting repercussions or anything. What is going on? Now, can this all be salvaged? I don't know. So basically, you're just showing us a nothing burger with extra nothing on the side and a bit of nothing in between. What is basically nothing? There is nothing here to be evidence other than photos of Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton, Michael Jackson, and Winnie the Pooh. For goodness sake, what's he doing there? There's got to be justice at some point here. They need to further evidence. And for the redacted things, it says it's not just the victims, but also political affiliated things, political affiliated people that need to be redacted there because they don't want to be shown. You should be showing that actually in the first place, because it doesn't matter if they're in a high space. No matter what, they need to serve justice as much as we are. Jeffrey Epstein, right? I remind you, Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know his phone. This man right here. This is a demon. A demon that is walking around on Earth and has, evil goons that are walking around with him, committing heinous crimes in the entire world. For the people who are saying, this Epstein thing, I don't think this is such a big problem today. I don't know. You need to wake up and get out of the site. Get out of the genjutsu. Stop drinking your psycho juice. Listen carefully. Okay, listen, jingle, listen. Epstein is one of the most dangerous persons in the entire world. Well, not just dangerous, the most influential and the most power-gripping person ever. He has ties with multiple people, and he has done heinous crimes, which I'll not be saying it because I already said a swear word, and I'm not going to get flagged again for YouTube because I said the crimes, even though I can't. I'm not sure, but I will probably. He has dangerous crimes. I guess he's a super criminal. He could be the most powerful person. He may be powerful in all the mafias here or whatever, because this amount of power and amount of hands around these people who he's affiliated with. What I'm trying to say, the entire video is this. How are you supposed to have justice in our society if you can't even show the names of the perpetrators who did to the victims? How are we supposed to investigate this? How are we supposed to know what happened in Epstein Island? How are we supposed to bring justice and capture these heinous people who are affiliated with a demon? How? Like, whoever's in charge of this really thought they say, guys, we're gonna say we deliver the Epstein files. I feel like saving the world today. I feel like a hero. Drinks on me, boys. We're getting paid tonight. Obviously, if you're conspiracy theories or whatever you believe in that big juju mind, the people who are in charge are definitely wanted to redact it and put their name redacted in the Epstein file so they can get away with it, and they would have gotten away with it, right? That is probably, what everybody else is thinking. It's redacted because, political people in power are erasing their names and putting black tape on the Epstein files so they wouldn't get caught with this. Sure, let's say that. But that means the people who are in charge or owning the Epstein files who didn't redact them should already know and should start investigating and should start arresting. Right? Nothing happened right there, right now. Nope. They have the unredacted Epstein files and they show us the redacted. That means they already know who was the perpetrators in the Epstein list, and they should take accountability of arresting and probably bring them to justice. But they didn't because, well, I don't know what's going on there. Nobody knows what's going on there. But hey, that's just the little theory of mine going on in my noggin. Anyways, the whole point of this video was you just realize how deep this goes and how rotten and corrupt this is for justice. Obviously, people want justice. If they really want to release the Epstein files, they could just leave the names of the victims redacted, but keep the names of the perpetrators open without probably saying, like, let's say Bill Clinton again. because there's so many Bill Clinton photos there, or Winnie the Pooh. Let's say Winnie the Pooh hit a lady with a baseball bat. You could have just Winnie the Pooh, baseball bat, and then you don't have to put the word hit. Let's just say hit is some kind of the part of the crime that was too, sensitive or too harsh for the victims to understand. Let's say that they redacted that word, but you still leave the perpetrator's name there and with the actions. That could have been better, and you didn't have to erase with the, and you don't have to replace verbal noun words like him, her, then hit, and when. You could have done that, but once again, no, they have literally redacted all. At this point, they don't even have to show any of the Epstein files. Yeah, this plea has all been a big stinker. Let's pray for justice will come. And it may be impossible, but I hope there will. That's it.